Good evening and welcome to Horror Movie Radio on the Air. First, I like to warn our listeners that some of the content may be inappropriate and may contain adult language, so if you have a problem with this, please turn off this broadcast now. Okay, tonight we're looking at Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. Yes, just got done watching it. It was released in 2012, rated R, obviously, and to my surprise, the more I'm looking into the Wrong Turn series, there is a shitload of Wrong Turn movies. 6, to be exact. There are 6. And the 6th one isn't even released yet. It's going to be released this year. And I just can't believe there's so many Wrong Turn movies. It's like, why does this series just not want to die? I mean, you know what I mean? It's not even really that good. There are other series that I wish had this many entries, such as Hostel, Hills Have Eyes, etc. But no, for some reason, the Wrong Turn movies breed like rabbits. Anyway, let's get into this. It was directed by Declan O'Brien, and it was written by Declan O'Brien. And I knew I recognized that name because Declan O'Brien also directed the 3rd and the 4th one. And he probably is directing the 6th one as well. I don't know if he wrote those the third and I don't know if he wrote the 3rd and the 4th one, but he at least directed them. So and in my opinion, he's getting better with each entry because, like I said in my previous reviews, I didn't really like the 3rd one. I thought the 4th one was a slight improvement, and this one is yet another slight improvement. Basically, okay. And who stars in it? Oh yeah, Doug Bradley stars in it as one of the bad guys, and if in case you don't know, he also starred in another movie I reviewed, which was what was it? It was Pumpkinhead 3, I believe. Pumpkinhead 3, Ashes to Ashes, and he was the doctor in that movie. And I think he adds a little bit of class to the production because he's really good at chewing the scenery in this movie. So he added a little class to it. I kind of recognize it's kind of cool I recognized him, but I didn't really recognize any of the other actors. Basically, the premise is there's this concert happening in this little West Virginia town. I think all of these Wrong Turn movies actually take place in West Virginia. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not really good publicity for Virginia, but anyway. So this small town is having this like concert out in the woods, and it's attracting all these young hip people. And basically, the movie was actually kind of forgettable. I'm actually having a hard time remembering what exactly happened. But anyway, so it attracts all these people. And these, of course, there are the mutant hillbillies, 3 of them, living out in the wilderness, of course, and they prey on unsuspecting campers who come out there to probably fuck and drink, you know. But an addition is that they have a leader now, and he's actually not a mutant. He's a normal-looking guy, and it's Doug Bradley, and his name's Maynard. And he's basically a convict who's just decided to team up with these mutants, and he has a cabin in the woods that they live in, and he helps them cannibalize basically people. So we follow this group of young people that are driving in their car, and they're gonna go to the concert, and they have some weed, of course, because it's and they have beer and shit. And there's 2 girls, and I think there's 3 guys. And on the way, they see Maynard in the road, walking across the road, and they swerve, and they don't hit him, and they hit a tree or something. And they go back and they see Maynard laying in the road, and they're like, "That's weird. We didn't hit him." So they go back to see if he's okay, and they flip him over. He tries to cut him with his knife, and they're like, "Oh, you fucker!" And then all the guys start kicking him. It's like, "You fucker, try to cut us!" They start kicking him, and then these cops come by. These cops of the small town, and they come by and they said, "Whoa, everybody, we're arresting you and we're taking you downtown. Even the Maynard and all you guys, we're taking you downtown." And they find the drugs in their truck, so they're really screwed at that point. And so they take them all back downtown. They lock them all up in the jail until they can get a hearing. And and they find out that Maynard is actually a convicted killer, and who's been on the run, and they finally apprehended him. And Maynard's all chewing the scenery. He's like, "Oh, you don't know what you've got yourself into. My mutant friends are going to come here and break me out, and they'll slaughter all of you." And they all think he's crazy. So that's basically the premise. These kids in this cell, well, no, actually, one of the kids confesses to owning the drugs, so all the other kids get to go free. But the kids stick around in the town, until their friend gets released. And so basically, it's the one kid in the jail, along with Maynard, the bad guy, the convicted killer, who's friends with the mutants, and the mutants are coming to try to break him out. And the mutants just basically come to the town and they start just killing everybody. That's basically the premise. It's very Friday the 13th-ish. What I'll say about this movie is that the acting and the script are bearable. Like I said, if you listen to my other reviews of the fourth and third one, you know that in the third one the script and the acting were terrible. And in the fourth one, the scripting and acting was okay up until the halfway point, and then it got terrible. But in this one, it's pretty bearable throughout the whole movie, I would say. That's a definite positive. And I actually would say this is actually a pretty good horror movie. It's kind of a hidden gem, but not quite. Some really cool kills in it. And there is some tits and ass. So I would say this strikes a really good balance. And my spoiler-free review, I'd probably give this, honestly, a 6.3 out of 10. It's pretty good. Definitely not great, but it's a gem when compared to the previous two. So I probably will try to review Wrong Turn 1, which I really like that movie. I think that's a really good horror movie. It's up there with The Hills Have Eyes and Hostel. It's actually a really quality horror film. And I'll probably try to review the second one too. Even though I've already seen them, I'll review them again, because it's been a while since I've seen them, and, just to round out this whole series. But, so yeah, that's my review of Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines. I'll get into a few spoilers. So yeah, the thing about this one that struck me was that it's really depressing. Like, the mutants, like, kill off all, like, I'll spoil it. This is spoilers. The mutants win in the end. They kill off everybody. And Maynard gets away scot-free with his mutant gang. And the thing that's depressing about this movie is it never feels like the good guys ever fight back effectively. Like, they get their asses kicked throughout this whole movie. And at least in the previous two installments, 3 and 4, it at least felt like at times the good guys, even though they all die in the end, I think they all died in the end. Like, I'm pretty sure in the fourth one they all died in the end. I think in the third one most of them died in the end. But even though it's depressing at the end, it at least felt like they were killing some of the mutants or beating up some of the mutants at sometimes. They at least felt like they were getting some hits in. In this one, it doesn't feel like they do at all. Like, they're just getting their asses kicked by these mutants. And it's just depressing. They all get killed at the end. Every main character, every character you could root for dies, like an excruciatingly horrible death. And, like, this is probably the most depressing one, and I kind of would have liked it if at least one person survived and got out of there, but no, all the bad guys win. Like, and there's this, one negative is that there is a dumb bitch in this one. There's a girl who's really stupid. Like, she's like one of the last survivors, when she's holding up in the jail, she barricaded herself in there, and Maynard's in one of the cells, and he's like, if you let me go, I will spare you, and she's like, shut up, and she's like, and he finally convinces her, and so she lets him out, but she holds him at gunpoint, and then he, like, grabs a knife or something, and stabs her in the eyes, and blinds her. They don't show it, they imply it, and then it's like, ooh, surprise, surprise, dumb bitch. He's betrayed you. And then she's just like whimpering the whole movie and is just like an albatross around the main character, like the lady sheriff's neck. She's just like totally weighing her down. And she's the girl who gets blind, the dumb bitch, is actually one of the last survivors, but she does get killed eventually, or it's implied she gets killed at the end. But yeah, but she's not as dumb as the girl in Wrong Turn number 4, who's like, oh, we can't kill the mutants because we're not on their level. We have to show that we're above them. They have them in that cell, in the sanitarium. They have them captured, and they could kill them. But she's like, no, let's not kill the nice cannibals. Let's try to, rise above it. Turn the other cheek. Oh God, that girl so pissed me off in the fourth one. But yeah, so that's my review. This is probably the best out of the 3 I've officially reviewed, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, I give this 6.3 out of 10. It's pretty decent. If this trend continues, then when the sixth one finally comes out, it should be pretty fucking good. Because if Declan O'Brien is learning from each entry how to make the next one better, it's odd because on Internet Movie Database, I think this movie has a 4.0, which is pretty low compared to 3 and 4, which I have to disagree with completely. Anyway, so that's my review. 6.3 out of 10. Take it easy. Thank you for listening. Bye.